Corey, Virginia, the great WMAL. Go.
Hey, how you doing, Mark? This is Corey from Virginia. I'm just calling. A few of your points I definitely agree with, but there are a few of them that I kind of disagree with. There is, I would categorize as hate speech on both sides, but concentrating on more or less the right side.
All right, you know what? Why don't you define hate speech? Go ahead.
Well, first of all, hate speech is anything that is basically could be viewed at. Well, actually, I would say hate speech is.
All right, sir, you're mumbling around. Go ahead and define hate speech. Go.
Speech is an opinion, and I guess in my opinion, when Glenn Beck says that President Obama is a racist without any facts, then
well, I don't remember the context of that. I know that's the line everybody keeps bringing up, but if he thinks he is or thought he was, how is that hate speech?
I believe those are hate-filled.
Really? Well, that racism word is used by the left endlessly. Thrown around against Tea Party members, anybody who disagrees with their agenda. It's used all the time by the left. So are you telling me the left is full of hate speech?
That those rallies, they have...
Sir, you're talking over me. I'm responding to you.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
The word racism is used by the left far more than it's used by the right. It's used all the time. It's used to, in fact... limit debate over the president's policies. The whole Tea Party movement's been called racist. Do you,
Have you ever been to a Tea Party movement? Tea Party
Sir,
rally?
I spoke at a Tea Party rally.
Exactly, and you've seen those signs where the president's depicted to be, a clown.
No, I didn't see those signs, as a matter of fact, sir.
The guns this time, we'll bring them next time.
I'll try to explain something to you again. I didn't see those signs, sir. Now, there may be some out there, but there were 25, 30, 40, 45,000 people there. So if there's one or two signs with a nut holding a sign, why would you call those people racist?
So if you look at the tape...
Stop asking me questions and answer mine. How can you call anywhere from 25 to 45,000 people, I don't know how many were there, if some kook with a sign in the back, how can you call everybody racist? Now answer my question.
And now we have blood on our hands because we
Get out of here, you idiot. He comes on pretending to be kind of a thoughtful guy. And now we have blood on our hands? I don't even want to hear any more from that guy. Why should I? There you are. That's a hate caller and a liberal. Mr. Call Screener, how many hate liberal callers do we get that you have to keep off the air who are calling me all kinds of names, including attacking my religion? Do we get them, an overwhelming number of these people? How about emails to our official email site? Do we get all kinds of hate emails from the beautiful left? Tons. Don't tell me about this crap civility from the left. Maybe David Gregory. Maybe that's another show we could have over there at Meet the Depressed David Gregory. Some of us right-wing talk show hosts, we could come on your program about being interrupted by a bunch of nimrods, and we can show you our email. Would you like to see that from the liberals? Why don't we do that? Or I'll bring my call screener, and he can tell you some of the beautiful people on the left and what they say about Jews, particularly this Jew. You want to hear that one? David Gregory? Chris Matthews, pathetic little bum. By the way, that prior one I hat tipped to Newsbusters. This one hat tipped to iBlast. Let's hear what he has to say today on MSLSD. Cut 7, go.
I think older Americans, older white people still have a problem with this guy.
Yeah.
And I think that's a generalization, and I'll stick with it. I think younger people do not see race as
All right, stop. Do you realize this guy has no ratings? That's your generalization. I'll stick with it. You're a schmuck. Of course you will. You're an idiot. And very uncivil. In fact, I think it's violent rhetoric. So there you are, prior hack caller. You older white people, you're racist. Now, as I look over the magnificent group of hosts that they have there at MSLSD, let me go through the skin pigmentation, shall we? We have the morning schmo, as white can be. Not against it. I'm just pointing it out. Honestly, I don't know what the hell else is on until you jump to, Chuck Todd. I believe he's a white guy. I don't know what follows that, but then you jump to Chris Matthews. White. Following him, Mr. Ed the Red Schultz. White. Following him, Keith Overbite, Countdown to No Ratings. White. Then we have Rachel Madcow, white. Then we have Lawrence O'Donnell, white. All older white people. And yet, they're so sophisticated because they embrace Obama and his agenda. So all these older, very white people, in fact, MSNBC's new tagline should be MSNBC, where all our hosts are white. Or maybe they could say MSNBC, where all our hosts are white and stupid, but I don't think they'll do that. Even Mika Brzezinski, white. Even the sidekicks are white. Maybe Media Matters will do a story on that one. Oops. David Brock, white. So we have all these older white people complaining about older white people who don't support Barack Obama's politics. Capiche? Make sense to anybody? Then we have Bill Maher, who really is a teabagger, may I say. Bill Maher, who really is a teabagger and an a-hole, calling other people teabaggers. By the way, he's white too. Let's listen to this. Hat Tip Mediaite, which is a website run by, what's the guy's name, Abrams? Dan Abrams, who uses Elmer's glue to put that toupee on his head. But that's a whole other story. Bill Maher, white guy, Hat Tip Mediaite on HBO's Real Time this past Friday. Cut 6, go.
Now, I want you teabaggers out there to understand one thing. While you idolize the Founding Fathers and dress up like them and smell like them, I think it's pretty clear that the Founding Fathers would have hated your guts. And what's more, you would have hated them. They were everything you despise. They studied science, read Plato, hung out in Paris, and thought the Bible was mostly bullshit.
Well, there we have another dumb, short white guy. Hung out in Paris. Well, they hung out in Paris. Some of them did. Most of them were farmers and merchants who hung out in the colonies. He's talking about Jefferson and Franklin and so forth. But what does that have to do with anything? They read Plato. Well, actually, they read Plato, but they also read John Locke. How about you, short, stupid white guy? They read John Locke. They were also influenced by a contemporary, Edmund Burke. They were influenced by the Scottish Enlightenment. That would be Adam Smith, among others. What exactly is it about Plato that you like, short, stupid white comedian Bill Maher? You like the Republic? I'll bet you do. Do you know what's in the Republic, short, stupid, white comedian guy? I don't think you do. I don't think you've ever read it. I don't think you've ever studied it. All kinds of stuff in the Republic. And what did the founders learn from it? To reject it. Because the Republic wasn't a republic at all. It was an incredibly sick society. But why should I go on and explain it to you, stupid little white comedian guy? Yes, they studied science, but they didn't worship science. And if you read the Declaration of Independence, stupid little white comedian guy, you would know that they talk about the divine, and they talk about providence, they talk about the Creator. Several times. In fact, that's where they say unalienable rights come from, not from some mad scientist in a dark laboratory, but from God. And you don't believe in God, I believe. Stupid, short comedian white guy. And most of them did believe in the Bible. In fact, all of them. Not a single one of them was an atheist. A few were deists, Franklin and Jefferson. But do you know what a deist is, stupid white little comedian dope? I don't think you do. You know why? Because you really are a teabagger. I mean, literally. You're a teabagger. And a stupid little short white comedian guy.